Yabby, working on a project here. You'll probably see or guess what it's going to be shortly. So ESP32, so this is a more powerful type of Arduino. So it's a microprocessor and you've got something like, 30 pins. This thing's got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi on board and all that sort of stuff. So that's going to be my microprocessor. And then what I've got here is a 7-segment display, and you can see that's the right way up because of the decimal points. So I've painstakingly gone through and soldered, thanks to you, all of the colours onto there. Now this is, the way these work is called multiplexing. So you've got 3 there, so 3 orange and 3 brown and 3 purple and 3, so they will all go to a common rail board and then hand off to just 1 orange that goes to this guy. And then through the code, the C++ code is how I'll control it. So don't tell the other guys, but what I hope to do is to make a remote control for the DeLorean, so that when you actually throttle on, this will actually start to count up to 88 and then stop at 88. And when I also hope to get another board that's an MP3 player with a round speaker that sits at the back of the unit, so that as soon as you power it on and this thing equals 1 or greater, it plays an MP3 file from Back to the Future that does the wind up sound, and then Doc Brown saying, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit. So how do I test the... So I accidentally tapped stop. So how do I test the forward motion on the remote control? Well, that is a variable resistor, potentiometer. So what I did is I went to JCar and I got one of these guys here. So this guy here will connect into there as well. It doesn't connect into here, it connects onto the board here as a separate connection, and then it will act as the potentiometer, and so that will control the readout on here. So if I go backward, it'll go from 80 to 70, and if I go forward, it'll go from 70 to 88, with 88 being the maximum. So I'll send you a pic of Doc's remote control as well, because I've had to download that to get as close to it as I can. So I think that this will just be cable tied, I think is the way it is. Mine are going to be coloured, his are all white. I actually think that the movie prop was a working unit of this. I really do think that they had to get something like this going. But of course, back in the 80s, it would have been not using that. So I'll probably need your help, because what you'll see on the remote control is that this guy here sits on a piece of aluminium that is bent almost at 90 degrees, and it's mounted on top of the remote control unit that I still have to buy, and I'm trying to get one as close to the real thing as possible. It's a Fitubar remote control. So I'll have to give you these measurements if you want to be a part of this, that is, and we'll cut that out so that this thing basically just seats in there with some silicone around it or something like that, to make it look like the real thing. And then all of this cabling goes into the back of the big cabinet thing that he's mounted on the back, and then I'll have to put the stop and then the flip on and off switch on the side. And so basically, you know, when you flip it on, it will power it on, it'll power this guy on, and then all of this will come on, and then yeah, we'll see how we go. So I might have to reach out to you if you stumble across like a remote control plane that looks like his. Could you let me know, and then we can maybe just work on this together, especially forming up the aluminium and stuff like that so that it looks good and stuff like that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Oh, this one here, this is another one that I got, but as you can see, it is so much smaller. It's a 3-way, so it has less pins. Doc Brown's actually does do the multiplexing where every single pin is then put in common. This would be a cheat's way out, but I can't actually find one that's the right size anyway. This is the more correct size. that's about 20 mil, and this one here is only 14. So yeah, there's all these different types, and then you'll see on my YouTube channel that I mucked around with a another display as well, but I just couldn't really get it going. I think it has to be the way that they did it. Ciao.